Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo friends. Welcome to From Ash to Air Tarot, and this is your October 2020 reading for the time period in and around the 15th or 16th of October, the new moon, into the end of the month, culminating on the full moon on October 31st. Give or take a few days, maybe into November, to get us through the Samhain season and to all the celebrations of the Day of the Dead and our ancestors, all the different rituals from all different walks of belief and life. This is a very exciting season to celebrate because we have a lot of very interesting energies going on in the sky. We're in Mercury retrograde right now. We've got some pretty hot planets like Mars playing some games and creating a lot of aggression and perhaps combativeness. But at the other side of the coin of that, we also can use that energy for a tremendous manifestation. So this is the time of the year where the veils between the worlds are thinnest. And it's an exciting time of the year for those of us who are honoring the wheel of the year and the Sabbats. And it's going to be a great time to do some magic. I have all of my Halloween themed or witchy decks out. I'm very excited to be back to be able to do this reading for you today. I apologize for not posting in September, but as I've been telling the other signs in their readings, I had a huge move and I haven't moved residence in 20 years, so it was a big deal. And I was just kind of absorbed with that and just did not have the time nor the actual energy to be able to post in September. But I'm happy to try to get these out to you guys before the end of the month so that you can see what this full moon at the end of the month has in store for you. So let's start off with the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I've got all of the decks that I'm using displayed here today. We want to get an idea of what the overarching theme is for you for this reading and for this time period for my Virgo tribe. Guides, guardian angels, ascended masters, what do you have to tell us? You received the mummy change. So, what exactly is changing for you, Virgo? We're going to have to find out. It seems like you are in a place where change is going to be inevitable, and that no matter how hard you try, you've reached a point in your life where nothing will ever really be the same again. You can't preserve anything the way you used to. And gosh, isn't that kind of true for the whole collective in the world right now with the way COVID-19 is kind of spread around the universe? But this is not a card to be afraid of because it indicates that this change is going to be for the better for you. I think the endings, closed doors, barriers, this is perhaps just a pause right now and an indication that you're going to have to also change your tactics, your beliefs, your thought forms. You're not cursed, but you have developed a pattern, and maybe you need to look at it and take control over it in order to change it. So, but let's dig in and let's see exactly what this card means for you. We're going to go now to the Trick or Treat Tarot by Duck Soup Productions. This is a specialty deck, just themed for Halloween. What are my Virgos facing in regard to change? So we've got the Eon, which is Judgment, and it came in the reverse position. And then we've got the Sun in the reverse position. And then we've got the Six of Swords. So it looks like, Virgo, a way of life that you were very used to, that was very structured and very predictable, got challenged in some way. And not in the way of like a tower moment, but in the way of like how you viewed your world, how you personally, with your own eyes and heart, viewed your world. And it's almost like I'm getting the image like that a blindfold was taken off, or you're pulling off rose-colored glasses. It's like something that you accepted in your everyday life to be a certain way, that you judged a certain way, flipped on you, and it turned out it wasn't what you always assumed it was. And that's kind of why I think the Sun is in reverse here. It's like, the wool was pulled off of your eyes, and now you're seeing more clearly, and things that you thought were kind of like copacetic are not. And this has put you in sort of a mode of wanting to escape into some nostalgia, into perhaps, easier times. I don't want to say childlike, but this is sort of, this card has always reminded me of childhood, of memories from the past, of simpler times. And it's almost like that's where you want to escape to right now. You don't want to face some things. So let's find out what they are. I'm going to now pull out the Halloween tarot and see if we can get some more answers here. What is it that Virgo doesn't want to change or face change about? Show me clearly, Spirit. What is Virgo struggling with letting go of or seeing differently? Six of Pumpkins. The Moon. Six of Bats. Again, the same card. There's really been a theme lately with the readings where people have been getting repetitive cards, not the same cards from sign to sign, but repetitive cards from different decks, but the same card. So like Six of Swords, Six of Swords, Six of Swords from like 3 different decks. It's very, very interesting. It's like Spirit is really trying to drive home their points in this round of readings that I'm doing. It's very interesting, but got a lot of sixes here, right? So to me, 6 is a number of stability. It's a very strong foundation, and I feel like the reason why 6 keeps popping up here for you is that it's kind of like it's telling me that your home life, something about your home environment or your family life, your familial life, is being upended or disrupted in some way. But particularly one of the things that you're being faced with as a challenge that you're having a difficult time accepting change in is what the how do I say this? what the dynamics of the relationships you have are. Who's in control? Who's giving? Who's receiving? The Six of Pumpkins is equivalent to the Six of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And this card is all about the law of reciprocity. So it's, who are you out of balance with in terms of give and take in a relationship? There's some disbalance that you're noticing now that maybe you didn't notice before. And it's created a lot of confusion for you because the moon is a card that can be magical, but it can also be illusion. It could also be illusion and delusion. You kind of not seeing things clearly, seeing things through a haze. So there's a lot of unanswered questions for you right now, Virgo. You're a little bit off your game because you're not really sure what your environment is and where it's going. And again, you got the Six of Bats, which, is, again, this wanting to escape into calmer waters, wanting to sort of turn your back on the confusion and relive a gentler time. Needing to escape. You want to escape something. So clearly you're not meant to. So let's find out what the advice is from Spirit. We're going to go now to the Crooked Way Gothic Tarot Bitter Pill Edition by Duck Soup. That was fast. Okay. You're really being tested and pushed right now, Virgo. It's the Hermit in reverse. They're telling you to end, your isolation in regard to in regard to the way you're living your life. You've got to stop seeing the world only through your eyes or seeing a situation only through the lens of what you want to see. They're encouraging you to get out of your own head, out of your own little world. Virgo, October 2020, show me clearly. I'm not sure that this deck wants to yield anything else. Let's see. Anything else from my Virgo friends? Spirit, help to qualify what is this change they're resisting. Nope, I'm not getting anything more from this deck. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to the Crow Tarot. I've got plenty of decks to choose from today. Let's see, the Crow Tarot has okay. Knight of Wands. This viewpoint is holding you back, Virgo. Yeah. And creating unnecessary conflict because it's in the reverse position. It's almost as if it's creating conflict that doesn't need to be there. You're creating it. It's almost like your viewpoint is creating it. They are really saying that there needs to be some action taken in a different direction. Inspired action needs to be taken, and rather quickly. This came out right after the Hermit in reverse, so they want you to take inspired action and they want you to cut the crap. Sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, but Virgos, what are you procrastinating about? What is it that you're kind of creating a drama about here. Why are you preventing yourself from moving forward? What do you think is going to happen? Page of Swords in reverse. You're waiting for some sort of bad news, or you have an expectation that there might be bad news. Will there be? No. No. The bad news is your fear. But there is a change. You just got the quintessential card for change to mirror the oracle card that we started off with. The Wheel of Fortune. You cannot resist change, Virgo. You can't. Change is a law of the universe. And believe it or not, when all else fails, the only thing that we can all count on is that everything changes. Change is inevitable. And there can be a peace in that once you accept it. You've got to accept that nothing will last the same exact way forever. It's not natural. You know, there's birth, and there's life, and then there's a blossoming, and then there's decay, and then there's death, and the cycle goes on and on. So you're being faced with a new cycle, and you're going to have to let go of some things. They're not being specific about what those things are, but I know that they're probably pretty big things, because you started off with 2 major arcana cards with Judgment and the Sun. So I know that they're huge, you know. And I feel for you, because we all, you know, get scared and we want to resist change at times in our lives. But the only way to rise above and to prosper from a period of challenge like that, of change, is to go with the current, not swim against it. Accept it, and look for ways in which you can see through that, you know, because it's a change, you know, may bring some uncomfortable things, but again, since change is inevitable and nothing is forever, the state of uncomfortability won't last forever. You will adapt and you'll be in a new cycle. And so I really feel like that is the major message. I will ask the cards for one last... Okay, they have more to say. I wasn't expecting that, but they have more to say. So let's see what they have to say. Oh, okay. They want to... Oh, all right. They want to reassure you, Virgo, that this too shall pass. This period of change will pass, and you're entering into not only a time of prosperity, but leaving behind a legacy. I mean, the 10 of Pentacles, it doesn't get much better than that in terms of, you know, material, 3D world stuff. I don't know what else I'm trying to say. But, I mean, the Pentacles are us living in this 3D world. So, dealing with money and finances and all of that. This is a great abundance for you, Virgo. You just gotta not fight against this change, and you will win. The cycle, the wheel will turn, and you will be on top again. King of Swords in reverse. Don't get stuck in a dogmatic belief system, or in like my way or the highway, because if you become... It's one thing to be self-assured and concise and consistent and clear-minded. It's another to be, you know, the sword. Okay, so the analogy I would use for this is when we're talking of the King of Swords, right? A sword can be used to cut through any kind of confusion with a concise and definite outcome, right? When we take a sword and we slice something, like imagine a pumpkin, and you take a sword and you slice that pumpkin, it's gonna, if the sword is sharp, It's going to split that pumpkin in two on the spot. Done. If you are immovable or so stuck in your ways, right? A sword can be used to harm. So a sword can be used, I guess what I'm trying to say is a sword can be used for good. It can create good in your life. It can be a tool that you use to make your life better, or a sword or a knife could be used to hurt somebody. So don't embrace that side of the card. Don't embrace the shadow side of the King of Swords. You can still be the type of person who is got conviction, but don't allow your convictions to become outmoded beliefs that no longer serve you. Because we can all get caught up in our own dogmas, in our own stuck beliefs. Don't get stuck in your beliefs. Be convicted, be assured, of course. But you've got to accept that not everybody thinks like you, that the world is not going to stop for you, and that you are going to have to learn how to adapt, because life is fluid. Let's do one last oracle. The Magical Herb Oracle. This is a new deck for me, so I'm not as familiar with it, but I may pull the book and just read from the book. Okay. Soothe. Slippery elm. I love slippery elm. I've used it many a time when my throat has been sore. So there's a message here of, Spirit is may sound like they're being tough on you right now, Virgo, but I don't think so. I think that what they're trying to tell you is for your own good. And that's why they've been driving it home. But let me read this to you. A change of fortune and situation look set to occur, and they could be major. What have we just been talking about through this whole reading? I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is like a complete confirmation of everything I just said. Although it may appear challenging, it will all be very positive in the end. A definite turning point is indicated, and you are being prompted to take a more active hand and not just let things evolve around you. Hence, you guys, hence I have to point this out. Hence the Six of Swords twice. You got it twice. Okay, that's the, trying to let things just evolve around you and run away. They don't want you to do that. Don't get discouraged by any setbacks, as they are going to be a natural part of the ebb and flow. Keep yourself positive, as there is much to be optimistic about. Good fortune. Hello. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Good fortune, positive growth, and steady upward development are shown. Well, there you have it, Virgos. All right, please don't resist, persist. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to hit like or subscribe. When you hit the subscribe little bell, it lets you know when I'm posting another reading. Of course, I hope this resonated with you. It doesn't always resonate with everyone. Sometimes I get more specific messages that kind of focus on tuning into just a small faction of the collective, although I try to reach everybody, but I gotta just, relay what messages I get. That's the way to do it. I can't make it up. So If it didn't work for you, then no offense on my part at all. It will be taken if you skip over to another reader, because that's the way it goes, you know. Thank you so much again, and I will see you next month.